we are doing another tutorial. Just I've been doing in the past 2 weeks, mixing random colors and seeing if they would go together. If you're new to my channel, I'd like to say welcome. I post new videos every Tuesday on a tutorial, and on Fridays I upload videos of me on the job. So I call those videos Create With Me. You will find a playlist on my channel. You get loads of info from me, despite the fact that I am on the job. It gives you, an insight into how it works on the job. So today we're just going to do a simple basic garland. And the colors I have today is Willow from Tuftex, and I've got Fog from Tuftex. I've got some blue slate from Tuftex, and then I've got good old pink from Belbal. So I'm going to be mixing these colors. I've got my hooks on the wall already. Please guys, remember to subscribe to my channel. Click the notification link in the notification link below. Sorry. Click the notification link so that you can be, you can get a notification when I upload a new video. Please share this video. Don't just keep it to yourself. Share it with your friends and enjoy. If you want to have an info on where my supplies, inflator, glues that I use and all of that, you would always find the link to my Amazon store in the description. Link to the supplies I've used, you will find it in the description. If you want to know where I buy my balloons from, you could just drop a comment. You would always find it in the comments anyway if you're new to balloons. But before you can buy balloons from where I buy balloons from, you have to be a registered business. So you can't just buy balloons from there. So that's why I don't really drop the link in the description. Let's inflate the balloons. I've got my inflator. To find out where I get my inflator from, you'll find it in my Amazon store. The link is in the description below. So for the fog balloons, I've got a mix of 24 inches, I've got 17 inches, and I've got some 11 inches. The other balloons are 11 inches. So I'm going to be mixing, in sizes. So a bit of the big balloons, small, it's just going to be in a mixed kind of thing. So I'm going to inflate my balloons now. So guys, you can see I am inflating my balloons now. This is a very important part of doing your garland. You need to make sure you're inflating and pressing it down and tying it really tight. This would help in the shaping of the garland you put up. Make sure you're sizing it in alternate size. It doesn't have it doesn't have a fixed size that could give you a number, but if you're thinking about number and you want to use a sizer, I would suggest you do, like, if you're doing a duplet, that is 2 balloons, you could inflate one into 8 inches and the other one into 6 inches. You inflate another one into 5 inches and the other one into like 7 inches, so you could leave like 2 inches gap in between balloons. And you need to ensure you tie it tightly. That is very, very important. Tying it tightly is very important. You would see that I am inflating 11 inches into smaller sizes, into like 5 inches. So what I do is when I, inflate, I push it down. I press it down so the thick part comes to the bottom. I don't know how to explain that. Maybe I'm going to try and show it in my next video to for you guys to see how to inflate an 11 inches into 5 inches. All you need to do is just press it down and tie it tightly. So that means you pull the head down and tie it tightly. But don't worry guys, I'm going to show that in my next video. see what I am doing here. I've inflated in the balloons into small sizes, but what I've done again is I've broken them into two, so to make like a cord of 8. If you want to see this technique clearly, you could check my other videos where I break up balloons like this. So I did that just to show you another way you can, increase your balloon more or less, to have a fuller look. So I've inflated all my balloons and my hooks are on the wall already. And then I tie on 260Q to my hooks. Now I start off with the fog because they are the only colors I have in a really big size. So I wanted the bottom to be kind of like bulky. So I started off with the fog 17 inches and 24 inches mix. So I'm working with a mix of 3s and 4s. Next, you take the next balloon. You want the next color you're using, you want it to sit into the balloon. And so also you need to make sure the colors, if you're using like 4 different colors, you need to make sure each color you're putting over each other are colors that would sit together, that would look well together. So that's what I'm trying to do here, because I know the fog and the pink look good together. Fog is like a grayish kind of color and it gives you kind of like a bluish color too. So I know it would go well with pink. So I placed the pink on the fog. Then I took the willow balloon and put it on the pink because I know pink and the willow balloon is like kind of like a greenish tone. I know it would go well with the pink. So I placed that on the pink. And then the last balloon color would be the blue slate. So I placed that on the willow and then I finished off again with the fog. So you need to make sure your arrangements, the balloons, the colors, they sit well together if you're, working with setting individual colors, like an ombre kind of look. So I'm putting on the blue slate now, and as I'm placing it, I'm making sure it's sitting into the willow, and then I finish off with the fog. So you can see the fog. What I did was I first wrapped on the 260 from the hook, from the middle hook, and then I sealed it off with the last hook, so that everything sits together. So you don't have to like use loads of hook to get your garland to stand. All you need to do is, as you hooking each balloon, you're extending it to the next one. So I finish up the top with big balloons too. With 260Q, I start adding the extra balloons. I start from the top. You can start from the bottom. It just depends on, you know, what you're comfortable with. Then I go on to the willow. So that's another way I use to add my balloons to the main garland. What I just do is I do like a cord and a cord, then I tie on, you know, the ends of a 260Q onto the balloon, and then I wrap both cords into the garland at the same time. So that's, you know, buy one get one free kind of. So that's the same thing I'm doing with the pink. Now I just wrap it on, and that's it. And I can still move it around when I want to as I go on. So you would note that I've not used a fishing line at all for this. I've just used 260Q all through. I've learned that using a fishing line could, you know, affect the environment, you know, one way or the other. So 260Qs are same thing as latex, which are biodegradable. So I'm trying to use more of 260Qs, and I find out that they are more, you know, they are easier to use, and it stays put. I'm wrapping on the last bit. Do not worry about how your garland looks yet, because you still have the chance to move around your balloons without stress, you know. So here what I'm doing is the 260Q is too short for me, so I've taken another half 260Q and I'm tying it onto the 260Q I wrapped onto the balloon. So this gives me an extension. So you just keep placing your smaller balloons to where you think you can see gaps. So the smaller balloons are to fill out the gaps and the spaces in the garland to make it look more, you know, like more professional, kind of. So the smaller balloons blocks out the holes. Now the mini cluster I made, the cluster of 8, you can see it's full. It's just 4 balloons that I've made into smaller clusters. So it fills out that space quicker than normal. So if I was going to do this for a client, I would have done the, the smaller balloons, I would have done it the same way for every part of, every color. But because this is a tutorial, I'm just showing you a different way you can, increase your 5 inches, kind of. So in some spots, I'm using a 260Q to tie in the 5 inches balloon, and in some spots, I'm using the neck of the bigger balloons that have been attached already to tie in the smaller balloons. So all you need to do is just keep placing your balloons where you think, you can see the gaps clearly. With this one, I can't see the gaps clearly until I stand back, because that's what I would normally do. I would stand back and check what I've done, or I would use my phone camera to check what I've done and just, be sure I like the look I have. Guys, we're done now, and I'm just going to step back and look at what I've done. I think so far, from where I can see it, it looks the way I want it to look. Yeah, so that's our wall garland today, using colors that are not double stuffed. The reason why I started doing this is because a lot of times we only think, oh, when we double stuff is the only time we get really good colors. But trust me, it isn't every time. It isn't just when you use double stuff. There are times you just need to match the right colors together and they will pop and look absolutely gorgeous. I hope you like this color combo, and I'm hoping that you guys are going to try it. If you do try it, just tag me, Balloons by Patty Heaven, on Instagram. Let me just see you use random colors of balloons. Yeah, so guys, remember to subscribe to my channel. Turn on your notification button. Do not skip the ads, yeah? And see you same time next week. Bye guys, bye. Remember, if you have any questions, just put it in the comment section and I'll respond to you there. Bye guys.